When people typically think about what alcohol is costing them, they might think, I just blew a weekend away. I know it's not great for me, but I'll be all right. Or maybe that was just a really expensive tab, won't do that too often. But what if I told you it's costing you way more than you could ever imagine? It's costing you your future, costing you any connections that you're building with yourself and other people, and any and all momentum that you are building towards your goals or anything you are trying to achieve in life. And the greatest cost of all, most of us don't even see until it's too late. Alcohol doesn't just cost you your health or drain your wallet. It steals from us the one thing we can never get back, and we all know that is time. Where most of us make this fatal mistake is where I made it, and that is in college. Don't get me wrong, I started in high school, but let's be real, most of us don't have any aspirations or any real concrete goals in high school. We start kind of getting it within that college age. Alcohol and drugs was one of the fundamental reasons that I was not able to narrow down my choices. Although I was one of the kids who was blessed to have any of the options that he wanted, I couldn't figure it out. And every single time I got frustrated, every single time I even started to figure out a path, I'd either go out for a birthday, I would go out for a bachelor party, whatever it may be. Shit, I might have just been sitting my ass at home and didn't feel like thinking about it because it was frustrating, and I would numb myself and I would destroy that path. So I went from major to major to major, ending up in computer science. And lo and behold, I ended up there, I got through it with a master's, and still, I don't even use it. Because guess what? I didn't give myself the opportunity to have the clarity to see, hey, you don't actually love this all that much. Yeah, you're smart enough to get through it, but you're not gonna stick to it. Here's what I realized from this. My life was just an assortment of disconnected moments that led to nothing because I wouldn't allow it to connect. And I didn't know this at the time, and you may not realize it now, but I hope this opens your eyes. The longer that you have alcohol or drugs or any type of distraction, it could be food, it could be sex, it could be anything, getting in the way of that clarity you need to see the path that you're going on, the longer that path will lead to nowhere. And although it took 30 years, finally, my life now has a direction. It has a clear flow, like a stream going down the river into the frickin' ocean. Every moment we spend drinking, recovering, or numbing ourselves, that is the crucial momentum that we need towards building our lives that is destroyed. The connections that we need, that we are not deepening, and the clarity that we all need, I know we all need, that we are not gaining. But here is the truly brutal part about it all. We are not just pausing our growth, we are completely resetting it. Because most of us are thinking, it's just gonna be one weekend of me getting fucked up, no big deal. Meanwhile, life is continuing to move. And while you are busy getting fucked up, while you are busy deleting and destroying all of those neurological connections you've made towards the goals, somebody else is doing it. And guess what? You can't get that time back. The world keeps on moving, your opportunities keep on moving, and your potential stays the same. So maybe some of you are realizing now, holy shit, he's right. I've just been letting it in there because it's a social norm and it's absolutely screwing up everything I'm working towards. So what do? So there's gonna be 3 different routes for every person. So not every person is the same, so let me name some of the examples that I've seen and you might fall into one of these categories. Number 1, you're just gonna be able to stop. It's no big deal, it's whatever. Alcohol wasn't that big of a part of your life in the first place. Maybe you drank socially, maybe you only drank on the weekends and very lightly. Believe it or not, even those light drinking sessions can absolutely screw up any momentum that you have. No, it's not as major as the major drinkers, but do you want the kind of good path or do you want the absolute best path that you can have to your goals? The second kind of person is how I started. I'm gonna make any and every excuse to tell you why alcohol isn't screwing up anything and I'm totally productive and you're full of shit and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. By all means, do what you gotta do. You will see as time passes, you're not gonna be exactly where you wanna be, and you're gonna be wondering why. It's that hidden little frickin' demon back here saying, it's not that big of a deal anyway, man. Good luck, been there, done that. And then there's the third one, which is what I turned into, because as time passes and alcohol stayed in my life and played its silent part, I started to think, hey, it's actually making my social interactions better. It's actually making my ideas a lot smarter. It's actually making my connections with people a lot deeper. Dude, the more that you go on, you are going to see that those connections aren't actually deep, The shit that you're doing isn't actually stuff you like doing, and you're not progressing on your goals nearly as quick or as thorough as you could be. I'm trying to save you this time now. Believe me, those things are not as they seem. That is the point of alcohol. It makes you delusional. So if you want to make a change, this is what you can start doing. Take a little bit of inventory. This is where I had to start. This is a concept that is prevalent through all of the people who promote self-growth, self-help, all that good shit, that actually want you to do something versus just saying, hey, feel good, you can do it, stick to it. Screw that. Get a piece of paper, write the things you're trying to do down, write how you feel about them. Are they actually where you want them to be? Are they actually progressing the way you want? Do you actually even like what you're doing? If you're happy with where you're going, fine. But if you're not, start writing down what your part is, what you can control. How have your choices contributed to where you are today? Once you start writing out all the things, maybe it's your career, maybe it's your relationship with your spouse, your kids, yourself, and then start taking accountability for what your decisions have done to those aspects of your life, you will quickly see that there is a lot of improvement to be had. And in no possible way on earth, God damn it, what was that? Shit. And in no possible way on God's green earth would alcohol contribute to that. It could contribute to fucking it up, but not contribute to making it better. I'm not saying you gotta go cold turkey, but hey, cut back a little bit. Maybe then that leads to cutting it out. Just start paying attention a little bit more. And here's what I've seen that starts showing up in your life. You can cut back, you can cut it out, just start paying attention more. And here's what starts showing up in life, the benefits that nobody will tell you about. The very first thing I noticed after I cut out alcohol and drugs and continued down the progression of life is that my insecurities began to lift. It was very hard for me to be in any social interactions like parties, clubs, even just casual get-togethers with my friends without smoking a little doob or drinking something, because I felt like that is who I was. I had to be myself. And yeah, the second I stopped doing that stuff and stayed in those same situations, that's when I realized how insecure I really was. But I knew it was something I had to work towards to improve. So I continued to hang out with my friends in those same situations, going to bachelor parties, going to weddings. And I ended up building so much self-confidence in myself because I was still being myself without having to influence myself. It's actually to the point where when I'm in those situations, people around me think I'm drinking because I am so full of life and having fun and turning up, so to say, but just off of the high of life, and that's it. No external sources needed. The second one was one I pointed to earlier, and that is more clarity around your values. What do you even want to do with your life? What are you trying to move towards? You finally have a chance to sit down with yourself and no other thoughts besides the ones that are really you, and figure out, what direction am I going? What am I doing it for? And how do I start taking actual steps towards moving towards my goals? Third one is, I have a lot fewer friends than I did when I was drinking and partying. And I have a deeper connection and a more genuine bond with those friends than I ever had when I was drinking and smoking with them. And I'm still around them while they're doing it. I'm not telling them, oh, you can't do it around me. That's just selfish as fuck. You can't do that. If you can't handle yourself around people whenever they do that, you may have a deeper problem. Message me in the comments. I'll direct you to the right place. But let me tell you, one of my friends I used to drink with all the time, we were cool and we definitely got along. But when I stopped drinking and smoking, we developed such a close bond. He has an entire family. He has a host of friends, but he entrusted me with driving him home on his wedding day. That is a privilege and an honor that I can't even put into words. I was actually surprised when he asked me, but it's something that I get to do because I'm choosing this path of clarity and giving to others versus drinking and having fun for myself. The fourth thing I realized is your hobbies are gonna start to change. This is how I ended up here. I wasn't actually gonna do YouTube while I was drinking and smoking. It sounded good. I thought, hey, everybody's making money and doing whatever the fuck they want. I wanna do that. For 5, 6, 7 years, I bullshitted and wasted so much time. I did wanna do it, but I was never really gonna do it because, as I pointed to earlier, my values were way the fuck off. Because having that clarity has given me the chance to rediscover what I actually love doing. And that is publicly speaking and being able to share what I have learned and pass it on to other people. All right, and the fifth and final one, look, I used to think I was pretty good with my partner in bed. Whenever I was drunk and fucked up, I thought I was that guy. No, 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 no. After you get that shit out of your body, that completely changes the intimacy between you and your partner. Because of all those things, the clarity, the paying attention, the body health, it's so much better overall. Believe me, take my word for it. I've been on this earth long enough to know the difference. Don't miss out on that opportunity. Just try it. That's all I'm saying. Just try it. Be clean, be sober for a while, and try all these different things. And that benefit that I pointed to earlier in the introduction, that nobody really tells you, it's the thing that encompasses all this. You finally stop betraying yourself. Every time you cut off that flow, that connection, that stream, you are actually giving yourself the fattest middle finger to the face. You are bitch slapping yourself. You are screwing yourself. And once you stop doing that to yourself and you see the benefits, you actually start to love yourself just a little bit more every day, and it builds and it builds, because that discipline, because that caring, because that selflessness, undoubtedly, inevitably, no matter what, will show you that you are being a better person, not just telling yourself. So next time you're going somewhere where you know there's gonna be an opportunity to drink, and you're telling yourself, well, everybody else is gonna do it, think to yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth destroying that flow? Is it worth destroying all that hard work that you're working towards? Not just pausing, but resetting it. Or are you ready to take the high road, the road that most people don't take, and move forward? If you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, and for some reason you're still feeling so hopeless in so many situations, watch this video here, where I talk about letting go of the outcome and making sure that you can control your own destiny. Thank you.